What's going on, guys? Chuck here. Sometime back, actually a few videos ago, I was talking about drive-in films or films, that took place around the drive-in. Of course, the movie Drive-In and American Drive-In. Now, I'd also mentioned that the film American Drive-In had a fake film in it called Hard Rock Zombies, which eventually will be turned into a feature-length film. Well, now here it is, Hard Rock Zombies. Let's talk a little bit about this. As I said before, it was originally featured as the movie playing at the drive-in here in American Drive-In. When you go to the drive-in theater, it's listed as Hard Rock Zombies 1 and 2. Of course, it's only 1. And this was a film that was obviously shot just for this. They, I don't know if they really had a real script or anything. From what I understand from looking behind the scenes, it's basically kind of had more like sides really than a script, or at least it wasn't completed what they did have. And they went around, they hired actual real musicians, not a full band, but like individual musicians they would reach out and hire to play the band members for this small bit of nonsense in American Drive-In. Evidently, the filmmakers had a good time with this, so they decided to stretch it out a bit, kind of write a finished screenplay or script for this and actually remake Hard Rock Zombies. Now, the end result is something interesting. First of all, let's run down the premise of Hard Rock Zombies. I'm going to just give you a quick Wikipedia synopsis. It says the members of a heavy metal band, Holy Moses, which is a great name, are murdered by a music-hating Nazi cult. We're in for fun right away. They are then accidentally brought back to life as zombies through some lyrics copied from a medieval grimoire. While the band attempts to perform music again, their song creates more zombies. That's the gist of it. And it's an interesting film. I mean, you can tell, I think, that it's obviously the hodgepodge. It's a mess. It starts off, it actually almost feels kind of like they're trying to play it straight and sincere. And this is the part that you see mostly in American Drive-In. You got the band, they're performing. You got the lead singer with this huge mullet rock hair. And he's basically, he's all about music. He ain't bothered with the girls. There's bands love the girls and groupies. They're going to this town, like, so they're going to perform. The town is basically, we don't want nothing to do with you rock guys. And they're performing, music videos on the street, which, again, that's the stuff that you see in American Drive-In. And then they're staying with this weird, Nazi cult. And that's all I'm going to say about giving away the twist in that weirdness. And then eventually, they're killed. But not before, the lead singer meets up with a quiet, shy girl named Cassie, I believe it was. He falls in love with her, or they not only fall, they have a connection. He's infatuated with her, she's infatuated with him, but it's it's wrong to the point where he actually writes a song for her. And also, these are real musicians, and the songs are actually quite enjoyable. They're not too bad. I mean, they're very 80s. They feel very 80s rock, but especially the Cassie love ballad. But so. Yeah, so why the lead singer, why he finds that grimoire, these music, he's bringing back spiders from the dead. He's realizing these music. I'm doing guitar here. It's these notes, these songs, these lyrics. They're bringing back the dead. It's kind of weird. I mean, out of nowhere. Again, this is all wacky. You can tell it's just kind of written for the fly, just to put stuff up on the screen for American Drive-In. And then they're all electrified and killed by the Nazi cult, which, again, that's stuff that's shown in American Drive-In. And at one point, once the whole plot is kind of the Nazi cult has come to light, the girl Cassie, not to give away spoilers, but she brings back the band, and they emerge. The zombies emerge like dollar store Kiss. They don't have zombie makeup. Everybody else that becomes dead, and zombified, look like zombies in some form. These guys, they're just dead, and they have face paint, now like Kiss. It's really weird, and they can drive a van, and they walk really weird, robotic like zombies, and they basically get revenge. But in doing so, they've ended up spreading a zombie virus, and the whole town's turned into zombies, and only the power of rock and roll can save this town from the zombie apocalypse. I'd say you can't make this up, but apparently you can. Like I said, the first half, the part where the band is, you introduce the band Holy Moses, and they come to the town and everything. And minus some goofiness, but it almost plays kind of straight. And this is where I think, later on the film kind of turns when they start, writing the extended part of what they were doing for American Drive-In, because now, it's just silly. You can tell they're starting to play into the gags and the goofiness of it, and it's getting more comedic and campy, and it's almost self-referential in some places. But it's fun. It's ridiculous fun. It makes no sense. It's just crazy concept, but I'll be damned if I was not entertained for the running time in this is what. I don't know, but it can't be that long. 98 minutes. Just over an hour and a half. It was a fun runtime. And again, it makes for a great back-to-back with American Drive-In. You watch American Drive-In, and you see these clips in here. Because this is actually what I did. I watched this, and I watched this right after it. And you can see all the stuff here that is in American Drive-In, and then the extended stuff. It's interesting to do that. Because you also, like I said, the one actor, the little person actor whose name I can't remember right now, who's in both these movies. Of course, he's watching himself. He's playing an actor in American Drive-In, watching his performance of Hard Rock Zombies, and in Hard Rock Zombies, he's playing that. It's crazy. It's very meta. It's a lot of fun, but it's off the wall weird. So this was a Vinegar Syndrome release, and like I said, I picked this up on a sale because I knew I had American Drive-In. I knew this was in it, so I really had to check this out. This also comes on the other side with Slaughterhouse Rock, which I have not seen yet. I'll probably make that I'll put it on my list here to watch very soon. But I will say the Blu-ray on here is for Hard Rock Zombies is really good. There's a lot of good stuff on here. It looks and sounds great for what it is, but you got some really good features on here. Let's see, and it's a 4K scan. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Slaughterhouse Rock. There's a 2K scan for Hard Rock Zombies, but you got a great behind the scenes documentary interview with all the band members who played the band and a couple other actors talking about the whole making of it, and it's very fascinating actually and a lot of fun. And just realizing what they're making was crap, but it was fun crap. It really is just enjoyable. I can't really say too much about it, but I'll just pop that up here if you can see some of the features. I don't want to, go on and on about it. Like I said, on the other side, this set does feature Slaughterhouse Rock, and of course the reverse artwork is Slaughterhouse Rock. For those of you who may not have picked this up already, I believe it's still available from Vinegar Syndrome. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. And again, I highly recommend if you're watching it, if you can get American Drive-In, watch it back to back. It makes for a good companion piece. And like I said, the commentary on here is, or not the commentary, but excuse me, the making of with the interview with all the band members, looking back, reflecting on it, makes for a really enjoyable view or watch. Now, there's also an interview I think with it's like a Swede. I forget what the nationality of the directors were. I do not remember, but it was not American. So I think they have that. Let's see if I can remember. Krisa Shah, someone like Indian or something like that. I do apologize. I can't remember exactly what it was. But I think they had an interview, or no, you know what? I'm thinking of a different movie. For as far as the interview, I was thinking of was Swedish or something. So scratch that. But a lot of these, you got some rock and roll horror 80s slasher B films are kind of splicing together. Just losing track. But anyways, so yeah, Hard Rock Zombies, a lot of fun. Check it out. Like I said, I think it's still available. I don't know if it's available streaming anywhere or not, but if it is, it's a fun 90 some minutes. It got some good music and it gets silly. It has some good gore effects. And if you like, kissed out rock and roll zombies, I'm surprised that Gene Simmons didn't try and sue. Maybe he did. Who knows? Or at least ask for a piece of the merch. But it is a lot of fun, so be sure to go check it out. So that's it for this quick one. If you enjoyed it, click thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave me a comment below. Let me know if you've seen Hard Rock Zombies or Slaughterhouse Rock or American Drive-In, which we talked about prior. And tell me what you thought, or just say hi. I'll always say hi. So until next time, this is Chuck saying I will see you on the other side.